I've done this job for 18 years almost. I've never seen anything like this.
So many supplies, so many teams that are moving into the area, doing what they can to help restore power and services. It takes a big team to tell the story of how it's affected so many lives. Part of our team, obviously, Justin Michaels. Justin Michaels in Mexico Beach, where the scene is incomprehensible. It's unbelievable. And Justin, you bring a very interesting perspective because you saw what Michael did in terms of flooding in places like Fayetteville up in the Carolinas, and now you're seeing basically the area of ground zero where it came on shore. Both ends, heartache on both sides.
I'll tell you what, Reynolds, there's really no comparison. It's hard to imagine that one storm did so many different things, destroyed so many lives in so many different ways, bringing trees down in Tallahassee, causing more flooding elsewhere in the country, even spawning up different tornadoes at some point, and of course here in Mexico Beach, right here, Wednesday, 12:30 local time. This was, I can't even imagine what it was like. Think about this, 155-mile-an-hour winds coming onshore from the Gulf of Mexico, okay? And it caused complete and utter devastation. 155-mile-per-hour winds destroying everything in its path. I'm standing on a slab in the middle of what was somebody's home right now, okay? This is what somebody's home looks like now. This is what they have to come back to. Nothing. They have tile. That's all they have right now. And they're not the only ones. Every single home, every single structure in Mexico Beach, Florida is destroyed at this point. Maybe one or two could be salvaged, but as you drive through the streets, you drive 98, which goes all the way from Panama City Beach, all the way to Apalachicola, right through Mexico Beach, that's 98 out there, you don't see anything but complete and utter devastation. I can't even express to you what it's like to drive around. We have been able to speak to a few people, but really no one's allowed in here right now. We have some other people who rode out the storm, who are going to be coming and talking to us throughout the course of the morning here on the Weather Channel. But just unbelievable what those people must have gone through. In fact, brought to, one woman to tears earlier. We talked to Rose Loth, and just the thought of what it was like to live through the hurricane brought her to tears. Just incredible. So I want to give you a little bit of the lay of the land, and I'm holding a satellite phone right now, because this is the only means of communication. For me to call back to the station, or for me to get in touch with anybody I need to get in touch with, or any of our crew, they have to use this. We have also let a few people, including Rose, call her sister. Her husband Kevin called her his mother this morning. First time they've been able to speak was through this satellite phone. No cell company has any service here, and even FEMA and other first responders are using these huge repeating towers here. That's a FEMA tower allowing first responders to communicate via a closed communication system, because there's no way to get cell phone service. So to add insult to injury, you have this kind of devastation. You think you need to make a phone call to your insurance agent or to your family or to whomever it might be, and you can't unless you have a satellite phone. So we're going to continue to allow people to make quick calls, because we know that that's one way we can help here on the Weather Channel. But you can see the devastation we're talking about, and it's amazing to think that this was somebody's house. I want to show you evidence of that. This was a wall. In fact, this was a duplex. You can see where the center of this duplex was, moving right now into the kitchen. This was probably a sink. A dishwasher may have been in this general area. You can see the pipes coming up for hot and cold water. Moving a little further, we're getting into an area where there was a stove, but also there was a toilet. So this must have been a powder room or some sort of a bathroom, okay? Moving over here, more evidence. Here is where a wall was. This might have been a small bedroom of some kind, but you can see where the walls were. You can make out the design of this home. In fact, stepping in here, this was some sort of a room, maybe a closet right here, the walls going around it, or a closet over here. Just incredible, because this, a couple days ago, was somebody's home. They were living here. At the very least, this was a vacation property, but we do know a lot of people lived in Mexico Beach, Florida. And of course, it was just last night we learned that there was one more death. The death toll for Hurricane Michael ticked up to 17, and that 17th death was right here in Mexico Beach. They were found by first responders. And as we were here last night doing a little recon mission to see where we were going to go live, we did see a lot of first responder activity, a lot of lights, a lot of sirens as they were going through home after home trying to find people. So Chris Warren is in Apalachicola right now. I'll tell you what, Chris, seeing this on the ground, knowing what happened here on Wednesday, and seeing the aftermath of this storm, Chris, I have never in my time with the Weather Channel or reporting before that seen anything like this. It's just utter devastation in every direction. Chris, to you.
And Justin, I can imagine that leaves you with a really heavy, heavy heart. And here in Apalachicola, it's heart lifting to see people coming out, not just coming to get a warm meal, but to bring food that'll be cooked for other people to eat. And really spearheading this and getting this started was Danny Itzkovitz, who's joining us right now. And you're the owner here of Tamara's Cafe. And set up, now this is the third day, isn't it, that you've been doing this. Can you kind of tell us how this has happened and how it's been going on?
We were hoping that the power trucks would be coming in as soon as possible, and we all kind of thought, well, we need to feed them and keep them something, a hot meal. I'm sure they've been eating bologna sandwiches like we have the last few days. So I do a lot of catering, so I've got all the equipment. So one of the girls said, let's do something, and I jumped on it with her, and we set up grills and tables, and it was just a small, one tent thing, and then it's over the last 72 hours or so, it's grown. We've got 3 or 4 tents, 50 or 60 volunteers, just unbelievable. Everybody's bringing their freezer stuff, the restaurants, the Al Cafe, the grill, Gromley's, everybody's emptying out their freezers and their coolers because we don't have power. So people are eating really, really good. We're enjoying ourselves, of course. Volunteers are unbelievable, just so nice, just warming the heart just to see that they all come out and help.
And what's it like knowing that we don't know when the electricity is coming back, to see everybody every day? I mean, we've been referring to it, lightheartedly as like the block party, and because there's such a great people, such nice people here. I mean, you feel like an instant friend here. What's it been like as a resident?
We do this every day anyways. We gather on our golf carts, we hang out, we do our thing. So it is. It's just like a normal day for us, but we're cooking, we're helping people, getting a hot meal out there, and we're having a blast. I mean, all these people are restaurant workers that work at the restaurant locally, and they've got nothing to do. They don't have jobs. We've got anything to do, so they come down here. We all have fun. We enjoy ourselves. Camaraderie. People. Just trying to break the. Dude, we just had almost a Cat 5. Everybody's stressed and freaking out. I think this kind of helps everybody, calm down and just
try to keep a positive attitude. I mean, we have to remember there's a disaster happening. Just hearing helicopters going by and seeing the whole thing. The importance too to remember that Apalachicola fared pretty well, right? And so you're going to recover, and you need the tourism, right?
We were so much luckier than the surrounding areas. Mexico Beach devastated. I hope, pray God, they can come back together. But we didn't do that bad. Lots of trees down, power lines down, flooding on the waterfront. But as a whole, as a community, we will certainly come back and rebuild. And I think 3 days maybe the power might be on, and businesses will be open, and the tourists come through. That's great. Come visit. Come see us.
What's your gut tell you 2 weeks from now in the Seafood Festival?
Oh, dude, Seafood Festival is amazing. Every year they do such a great job.
Will it happen?
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think as long as the power company gets it going real quick, all the John Solomon's got all his equipment down there under the community center. I think all that's going to be cleaned up and taken care of. I think it's going to happen. We've got great entertainment lined up, great food. We're all looking for it. We're all looking forward to it. So that's the goal. 2.5 weeks. Okay. First weekend in November.
So you feel pretty good. You're not worried about it. Do you think that the spirits of most people that you've talked to are pretty good here?
I think it's a roller coaster. Some days you look at your yard, you look at your house, you look at the tree that fell, and you can't wrap your head around it. And then your friends show up and everybody's helping you and cutting the trees and moving and so I think it's emotional roller coaster for everybody. But I think as a whole, we're in pretty good spirits.
All right, thank you so much, Danny Itzkovitz. Really appreciate it. Be well. Take care of yourself too. Got to remember to do that too. He's out here. We've seen him every day for hours and hours, every meal, cooking alongside the volunteers. Here, it's a positive. As sunny as a day it is today, that's a feeling in the heart here in Apalachicola. But unfortunately, and people know this and realize this, that the next door county, Gulf County, and then next door to that, Bay County, where meteorologist Reynolds Wolf is right now, hit so hard. So while they're here with relatively good spirits, they also realize just how dire and serious the situation